Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the return of the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 41, our once bi-weekly, now weekly open tournament. Here on the Cranky Ducklings, I'm of course your host, ZvP, and with me I'm joined by the lovely people in the chat, by my lovely plushies, and these amazing players as well. Welcome everyone to the return of our tournaments. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. We have been on a bit of a hiatus when it comes to our events. Events like Sparkling Tuna Cup, Grand Platypus Open, the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, and many others have been on hiatus as we took a bit of a break in the new year. Basically leading into 2024, we took a bit of a break. We focused on IEM Katowice, we focused on other events, and now we have returned with some weekly Duckling action. So weekly tuna action, I should say. Quack, puppy, quack. And here we go. We have a returning player that we're going to be introducing, but first in the top right hand corner we have our red Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner we have his opponents. We have the American Zerg player, the blue Zerg, representing Maturino Esports. It is StarKiller. Oh my, and if you are in the know, then you know StarKiller. He used to be the most active player in all of StarCraft. He would play, oh my god, as we're going for a bit of a cheese. As we are sending our drone across the map for our proxy hatch here, I imagine to block the natural base. It was a hatch first. It was a 15 hatch opener here, so very early hatchery. Going to be leading into, I imagine, the drone dipping into the natural base and throwing down the hatchery to block and deny the expansion to disrupt the opener of MindelVK. Drone comes in, hatchery gets thrown down, and the Nexus is going to be quite heavily delayed. Here we go again. This is not a cheese. This is a way to, again, disrupt the opener. We are responding with a Forge on the low ground. Very big reaction here at a StarKiller, as we could even try and go for a counter cannon rush. Remember, this was a hatch first. No spawning pool. We're going hatch into gas into a delayed spawning pool, which means, yeah, the cannon rush would be a really good response. Very smart play here out of MindelVK. The spawning pool is heavily delayed. It is so late for StarKiller. By the time he gets lings, by the time he gets queens, this base may be denied. Forge is about to finish StarKiller. He comes in. He does get eyes on the Forge, and that should be a bit of a tell as to what's going on. But the hatchery finishes up. The pylon is done. Gateways, cannons, are on the way. Boys are being pulled, but it may just be too little too late. We have 3 cannons in production. We do have some good service area here from behind. We go straight for the pylon. Oh, sorry. We go straight for the probe. Yeah, we go for the cannons instead. Again, 3 cannons in production. 2 of them are taking some damage here. Looks like we can deny one of those cannons. But the others are going to finish. Oh, we do cancel in time. Just in time we get the cancel off. But the other cannons, they finish up. Drones are going down. And we have controlled the natural base. 2 cannons are done, and MindelVK, oh, the hatchery finishes. Oh, that feels like a bit of a misstep there by StarKiller, but yeah, the hatchery is going to be killed. That's going to be 300 minerals down the drain. StarKiller expanding elsewhere, but this is not the best start from our Zerg. Hatchery goes down. We do have 6 lings. We have 6 lings on the way across the map, and these lings, they could deal some counter damage. They could end up killing a couple of workers. They need to. They do need to here, as the natural base is going to be getting killed. StarKiller, he cannot keep it up and running. The cannons, they go to town, they bring it down. Adept shades into the main. We get a couple of worker kills. Lings, they do slip into the main base of MindelVK at the same time. Boys are being pulled. A lot of lost mining time, bit of miscontrol there by MindelVK. But the Zelt's going ham, and we're cleaning up these lings, and we don't really kill any probes whatsoever. Oh, we get 1. We get 1 probe. Sorry, 2 probes in the main. 2 workers go down, but that is not enough damage, and Middle can expand from here. StarKiller is in a really rough position, as he is still on a 1-base economy, just now finishing up his natural at the almost 4-minute mark. Oh boy. And the game has been quite chaotic here. Again, I think it was very smart for MindelVK to recognize that there was no spawning pool, that it was delayed, to go for the cannon rush the way that he did. And what is the plan for StarKiller? How do we bounce back from here? As ling speed does kick in, we do catch one of those adepts. Not bad. Oh, did I say 1? That was a 3rd adept going down. Oh my god. more damage than I would have assumed. But again, good damage nonetheless. Oracle pops out for MindelVK. Zooming across the map. Behind this, we're getting to Void Ray production. The Oracle can harass, can more importantly scout. The tuna. Beautiful. More importantly, it can scout our opponent here. We dip into the main. We have a queen in position. We have a spore on the way, but it's not ready yet, which means we can get some drone kills. We get one, we get two. Not quite a third. We do get 2 drones. Not bad here by Mindel. And again, StarKiller is just stuck droning, stuck resaturating his bases. Not like this. Void Ray coming back around. Oracle gets another 2 drones at the third base. Oh, no! But does overextend. Big pig off as MindelVK bleeds out an Oracle. Pretty expensive loss there by Mindel. He does get 4 drones in total with that Oracle, which is okay, but still less than ideal. A StarKiller is going to be supply blocked. And again, in this position, I'm feeling like we have to go for an all-in. It is going to be a lair first from StarKiller. From here, we can maybe go for a Nidus-based all-in. But again, aggression needs to be on the table here. A longer macro game is not going to be possible. It's going to be so difficult to really develop here for StarKiller. Meanwhile, Mindel, he's really expanding, taking his third. I mean, I say freely, the probe is going to be going down just barely. Up. Ooh. Does fall. Behind this, we're just building ourselves up. Twilight Council's on the way. We're going for Glaive Adepts. Okay, sorry, my apologies. We started Glaives, we canceled it, we're going for Charge instead. I was going to say that I was not really expecting Glaives with +1. This makes more sense. Gonna be Charge lots here from Mindel. That is gonna be his tech of choice. I mean, honestly, from his position, he could have done anything. Could have gone into double Stargate Void Ray, Charge lots, Sky Toss, rush into carriers. A lot was on the table. StarKiller with the lair is going for some Hydras. And he gets scouted. Big catch there by MindelVK as he does confirm the Hydra Den. I'm sure he's happy that he's going into Zealots, into a Templar Archives, into a Robotics facility. From here, we can work towards Colossus production or even Storm. Or both. Pick your poison. Both are going to be available here for Mindel. Cannons are still up and running in between the bases as well. They're still there. They're still operational. Oracle going to be catching us. Going to be delaying some mining. Catching a drone. And this Hydra production has commenced. And there it is. I was curious if we were going to go for the Bay first into Colossus, but no, we're rushing into Storm, and with that, Storm works well against all things Zerg that we currently are working with. Ling Hydra. That's all we have. No Roach Warren, no Baneley Nest, no Infestation Fit for Hive Tech. It's just straight up Ling Hydra from StarKiller, and that just melts against splash damage. It melts against Storm. So I worry. I worry for StarKiller. He may try to catch Mindel a little bit off guard. It's possible that he could try to hit a timing off of a lower drone count. Cannons are finally depowered. We can go for our 4th base. That 4th is now on the way. But again, this is going to be a rough road to recover here for StarKiller. It is going to be a rough road. As Mindel, he's going for a gateway explosion. So he's from the side of the Protoss. We have a choice here to make. We could take a 4th base and just turtle up and head towards Colossus and just max out and work on a death ball of an army. I'm assuming that's not going to be on the table here just because of this gateway explosion. We're investing into additional gateways. It feels like we do want to push on 3 bases. Otherwise, we would have started a 4th by now. The 4th would be on the way instead. You can see us just fortifying ourselves. Lurker Den is on the way. Infestation. We are working towards Hive Tech, towards a higher form of tech. But the cells, they get in. No shot. They get across the map. They get into middle line, and just like that, 14 workers go down. And we have to push in. StarKiller, he is committed. Is all in at this point, down to 41 workers. Here come the storms. Oh, a big storm here on the Hydras. Another massive storm as well, and the Hydra army melts. Oh, God. Do we have one more storm available? Do we need another storm? That's the question as we are bleeding out Hydras. We're down to 5. And that is not going to be enough. MindelVK, he has held. It was a tight hold merely because the Zelts are across the map. And they killed the mineral line, they killed the base itself. And now they get into the natural. These Zelts, oh, they even pick off reinforcements. Expensive losses here. More Hydras going down. Oh, as we pick off even 2 more. How many in total? That was 28 dead Hydras. More Hydras than there even were Zealots. It did fall. And that was it. That was the moment for StarKiller. Was that push? It was a weird push because we were hitting before Lurkers, right? Lurker then just finished after the push had failed. Unfortunate timing there for StarKiller. And now Mindel, he's running away with this. He has plenty of High Temple for Storm. He's got Immortals, got Archons. He's working on 2 more Forges for 333. For triple upgrade production. 4th base on the way. Again, one of 2 roads can be walked here for MindelVK. Either we just double down and push, or we chill out and extend that lead. And we are chilling. Again, investing in upgrades, in tech, in bases. Mindel knows he doesn't have to rush things. They can take things slow and steady. And he can be secure. Meanwhile, as he's turtling up and teching up, we do see StarKiller getting into his Lurkers. I mean, the Hive is about to finish up. We can get into Lurker production. Is there a way to bounce back in this game? There is. If MindelVK gives StarKiller too much time, then we can hit critical mass of Lurkers. That is true. That is true. But the problem is that because we're down in economy, because we're still only on 3 bases, it's going to take a long time to actually get to a critical mass of Lurker production. Lurkers are here. They are revealed. Oh, the storms on the Lurkers. We dive on top of them. There's no support here. And you can see Lurkers on their own are quite vulnerable. Oh, the Spine Shots. The High Templar. No! One goes down. One High Templar. Another does fall. Big pickoffs. Again, the lack of detection is really hurting. And we have to retreat, but we killed the 3rd. Another Lurker is revealed. High Templar, they pull back. GG gets called. It's just too much. And MindelVK will take game number 1 after a very successful cannon rush. GG. GG, well played. And I should also emphasize it wasn't just like a cannon rush opener. Remember, the Forge and the cannons were a response to the build of StarKiller. And it worked beautifully for MindelVK. It was able to capitalize on StarKiller, able to smell and sniff out the weakness in StarKiller's build and take advantage of him in the end. Was able to take advantage, was able to shut him down. So again, clearly Mindel, he has been in that position before and he has his response well rehearsed. And now we're getting into game number 2. And what I will say is that StarKiller just had a really, really rough start. Because StarKiller did open up the way that he did, because he went for a hatchery into a proxy hatch, into a gas, into a pool, he was punished. And from the get-go, from the start of the game, he fell behind. After the cannons finished, that was kind of it. And it was StarKiller clawing his way back in, trying to recover from that moment. I'm sure this time he'll have a much cleaner start and a much more stable opener. I would hope at least. And here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Hardlead, we have our red Protoss player representing Storm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the American Zerg player representing Matcherino Esports. Ooh, going for another 15 hatch opener. It is StarKiller. Now, I was about to go into a bit of a tangent earlier, and I was really interrupted by the hatch block of StarKiller. But I did want to briefly go over StarKiller himself, because if you are a newer viewer, a newer fan of StarCraft, maybe a newer viewer of online events, then StarKiller would not be familiar to you. But if you've been around for a couple of years, then you should be very familiar with StarKiller. I was saying earlier, he was the most active player in StarCraft. In every single online event back in the day, he would be there, and he even got a special prize. He got a special notoriety, and he got credit for it back in the day because he had competed in so many OSC events. And if you remember, OSC Esports, they are partnered with basically every online event out there, organized and hosted by many different organizations. But OSC, they tied all together, and StarKiller was the most active player. I think this was back in 2019. This was 2019, maybe 2020 era of StarCraft. Basically 2018, 19, and 20, that was when StarKiller was really at his peak, was playing in everything. I'm talking about like the Pizza Pie bi-weeklies, OSC Melees, the OSC Community Opens, like events like that. Just non-stop play every single day at all times of the day. That's what StarKiller was known for. And then he retired, essentially. Then he essentially retired back in the day. You know, he stepped away. I say back in the day, this was maybe back in 2021-ish. That was around the time when StarKiller, he stepped away from competing, focused more on his studies, on his career, on his IRL commitments, and recently has come back after a long break, just, you know, indulging in StarCraft when he can. And I do love to see him return. I appreciate that he is here. He notoriously was a very aggressive player, very aggressive, very in your face, as we saw in game number 1. We'll see how he adapts in this series, though, in modern day, in modern StarCraft. 15-15 opener from StarKiller into a third base. We do see MindelVK opening up aggressively himself. Twilight Council opener. With this, we can go into a Glaive Adept build. We could even go into Dark Templar. Gases for the time being. We have not pulled out. Keep an eye on the gases. Again, both are viable. Overlord Scout comes in. StarKiller does confirm the Twilight Council. He sees, he knows. Coming in with 2 Overlords, catching MindelVK off guard. 1 Overlord is going to be going down. Oof. Big supply block there for StarKiller. And we can see we have not pulled out a gas, so it is not a Glaive Adepts. It is going to be a Dark Shrine instead. DT opener here out of MindelVK. And this should be in the mind of StarKiller. Okay, oh, as he will get a kill on the Stalker. Nicely done, Stalker goes down. But again, we do have eyes on the tech, so we should be getting ready. We should be throwing down an earlier Roach Warren. We should be throwing down Spore Crawlers. There it is, Roach Warren on the way. The lair is an interesting one. Okay, so this lair is usually avoided. We avoid the lair so we can have the gas we need to actually produce roaches to defend, to drone up to get into a longer game. The fact that we are going into a lair tells me that our plan here is to go roaches into fast roach speed into a counterattack after we defend. At least that's my interpretation of it. We'll see if that's the plan here for StarKiller, but a very aggressive follow-up. Very risky move. We'll see if it pays off. As the Roach Warren is now done, we have 6 roaches on the way already. This also does mean that we don't have to make Spore Crawlers because we gain access to an Overseer. Overseers are going to be on the way. There it is, roach speed being researched. Giga fast roach speed here from StarKiller. We've joined up to 41. 2-base saturation. Archon's on the way. Interesting. Okay, so because MindelVK got scouted, he isn't even trying with DTs. He's going straight into the Archon drop. I mean, which is unfortunate because DTs could have dealt damage. Again, no Spore Crawlers. Archon does come in. We do scout the lair. We confirm it's already done. And the roaches are amassing. We focus on the first queen. Oh, very low queen count here from StarKiller. Only 3 queens. Oh, we are getting damage done. 3 drones go down. And more importantly, we get eyes on the tech. We get eyes on the researching Roach Warren. MindelVK fully aware of what's going on. And behind this, on 2 bases, what do? We start up Immortal Production, we go for a massive gateway explosion, we go up to 6 gateways. Where's the third? There is no third. This is a 2-base all-in from MindelVK. And I think he wants to absorb the attack of Starkiller. Things are about to get wild, because Starkiller is also going for a 2-base all-in. Again, because of the early lair, that was the tell that it was going to be hyper-aggressive, and we haven't droned the 3rd base whatsoever. Starkiller, he's going for his own 2-base all-in. So is MindelVK. Whose 2-base all-in is stronger? That is the question. I think whoever attacks is at a deficit, but we'll see. We shall see, as Starkiller is the first to move out. He's checking for a 3rd base. Does confirm there is none. Does head into the natural. Stalker goes out. We're going for the pylon as well. Force field's not looking too bad, but we're going for the Cybercore. Cybercore barely does survive. DTs get warped in. No detection. We could have chased this down. But MindelVK does survive, and Starkiller, he's droning. Oh boy, this is dangerous. So Starkiller, now he realizes that his 2-base all-in isn't going to work. It's not going to work, not against MindelVK, so now he's droning. He's deviating away from the all-in. As he's droning, now he can embrace his own all-in, his own push. Charge is about to finish, gateways are done. Looks like Mindel is expanding, he's taking a 3rd base, but I believe he should be pushing with this army. We're just waiting for Charge to finish up, waiting for reinforcements. And we should be moving out. There we go again. This push is quite committed. Spotted by the Overlord. Starkiller preparing back at home. Can we hold? Can we survive? Cloud's going to be thrown down. Not quite connecting. Not yet as Mindel again. He just shuffles his army around. Pushing on 4 Biles. They do graze those Immortals, but good force fields. Yeah, we catch a couple of Ravagers. We catch the Queens. Zellstain collapsing on the Roaches. Force fields once again just slicing up the army of Starkiller. Boys are being pulled. They have to be able to be. They're being pulled into Archons. Not like this. The drones, they get annihilated. The Immortals, they're breaking through. And the Roach Ravager army, it's melting here before MindelVK. GG gets called. It's just too much. And MindelVK snowballs out of control, taking the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to MindelVK for taking the series in the end. Again, game 1 had a really good response, really good reaction to the proxy hatch of Starkiller. Here in game number 2, his DT Archon opener didn't do too much, but that 2-base all-in follow-up worked wonders. And again, it was important that he scattered his opponent. He saw what Starkiller was doing, he saw the fast lair, he saw the fast roach speed, he knew that Starkiller was planning on being aggressive with roaches, so he didn't expand and embraced the 2-base play himself, a stronger 2-base play, Immortal-based. An Immortal-based 2-base all-in against Roach Ravager made. I mean, that was ideal for MindelVK. Beautifully done. GG, well played. Congratulations. With that, MindelVK does advance on. My condolences to Starkiller, as he has been eliminated from the tournament, and it is a... I mean, the event is a single elimination bracket, so 1 life is all you do have. All you do have available here, and he will be eliminated here, will be knocked out. But we have plenty of other matches that are ongoing, and let's figure out what the hell is going on. !B. !B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back of yourselves.